Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the archives of the Cindy Cochran Show. Remember, I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11, right here on irlonestar.com. You can be a part of the show by calling 936-647-3776. Also, please visit my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. Enjoy! Good morning, everybody. It is The Cindy Cochran Show. Brought to you by Brad Meyer. See, Brad Meyer's just agreed to be a sponsor for the show, and I was just trying to show him what it sounded like each morning. Once we get your picture and your information and all, will you have those picture and graphics to me pretty quick, please?
Yeah, I'll work on that if I can find a good photographer. You know, they're hard to find, the good ones.
They are. Oh, boy. And did I find a good one. Brad Meyer's with me today, and I had to bring him in here because of popular demand by what you did for me in that picture ad that we had. You did a headshot that was like, you know, seen around the world, and I had to bring the person in. I'm not going to call him a miracle worker because he didn't believe in that. So, but that the one who engineered
miracles.
That.
I don't believe in God, but I believe in miracles.
Oh, I'm glad I've got my tennis shoes on. I've got rubber soles. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but that's fine. I mean, we love Brad. We love you, whatever. But
well, it's nice that you shared some of those photographs, but the listeners would probably appreciate the fact that there are a number of outtakes.
I will kill
that
you.
We didn't share with the world.
I know it. You can't use those. You can't. Isn't that like a doctor?
In the sense that many people take their clothes off. Yes, it's exactly like a doctor.
Okay, but that wasn't our problem. That wasn't our problem. It was just how.
We're telling people that you didn't disrobe for the photo session. Oh, we're telling people that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So,
Brad, you are just losing the credibility. I was building up for you.
Have you ever tried that? Because I feel like if I was a doctor, I would just do that for the heck of it. It's like, oh, you're getting your throat checked. You come in, like, please disrobe, please. And then, like,
absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
I think I've got something stuck in my ear. That's fine. Would you step behind the curtain and take off all of your clothes?
Just please, and put the gown on, please.
Slowly, if you wouldn't mind. Slowly.
What? Brad!
Here, I'm going to turn on the FM radio.
Oh boy!
All you have is extra small, sir. I'm sorry, we're ordering more, but we'll just stick with it.
So badly. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. I shouldn't probably say that, but
out of control.
Yeah, totally out of control. And if you'd like to call in and get after Brad, it would be fine. You can call 936-647-3776 because we love to have people just jump into the conversation.
Does that equate to anything? Can you have some sort of, not an anagram, but does that spell anything? That you're 647-821-964-123. Does that you should find out if that spells something. So
oh dear, I would hate to find out what it did.
I think people should find out.
Yeah, and if you play this recording backward, you'll hear all kinds of strange things. But,
I buried Paul.
Listen, you're old enough to hear that. Remember that, right? About
We're
Paul.
only 2 years apart, little girl.
All right. Okay. Well, no, you're the little boy. You wouldn't have even probably played with me if we were lived in the same neighborhood.
Played doctor? Probably.
No.
I'd be willing to. Might be willing to now.
Okay,
I don't know.
Drag your
You get in big trouble today, though.
Out of the
Well,
that's right.
that's true.
You only have 2 years apart. That's a big no-no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is. And I know I'm a cougar. I know that. I know that, but I
Are
just...
you? Do you cruise those bars down in
No,
Houston?
is that what that means? I just thought it meant...
Champs down in 1960. I hear that's where the cougars hang out.
I just thought the word meant like someone who's older that you could be attracted to even though you were 2 years younger than they were.
Attraction is often a one-way street in a cougar relationship.
Oh, you think so?
That's what I've been told. I have no personal experience.
Yeah. Some women look really good at that age. And they just, And
why don't they talk about like lion hunting?
Now, see, again,
Is there one of those
I don't know,
for
but
dudes?
I would think if there's a cougar, there must be a lion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah, but the deal is that
maternal
that's,
grandmothers kind of cruising the high school football games.
Okay.
But that's the cougar.
No,
but like
he's
for a
saying for
guy,
a
what
guy.
is like if I was a
Oh.
young
It's a-
lady looking for a lion?
But that's
a
natural. That's
predator.
happened since
oh yeah,
since time
and no one
immemorial.
wants to talk negatively about that
You know,
because they want to continue that process. and not be
15-year-old
judged.
guys going out with 20-year-old girls. I mean, please, that's a common phenomenon.
yes, that's right. That's exactly
And one I
right.
support, by the way.
Yeah.
But whenever they found out that women would actually go out with younger guys, when that became like known, I think it was all under the radar until recently, where they did start saying cougars are cool. That's fine. You want to be a cougar? That's fine. That's great. And do reality shows and do movies about it.
You keep telling yourself that.
But it's funny with that stigma of cougar. They never talk about marriage, but when it comes to
No.
a lion, it's always marriage.
Right.
So people aren't going on the prowl looking for cougars to get married to them. But when women are on the prowl looking for older men,
I don't know why you
there's
say
a
that.
50-50 chance they want to
Wait.
get.
Well, there is
No, wait a
the
minute.
trophy wife phenomenon where older guys marry younger women.
But wait.
But I think an awful lot of 15-year-old guys, they're looking for many things from those
You're
20-year-old
listening to the
girls,
Cindy
and
Cochran Show.
marriage is probably not one of them.
No, but they're looking for someone to take care of them. So I don't know what y'all are talking about. Guys want a woman to take care of him. What do you think that the guys won't talk marriage to the women?
No,
That
I'm
was-
saying with the stigma of cougar hunting, like you're a young man going out looking for an older lady. It's never like, oh, because I want to be happily ever after with them.
Oh, that's true.
But for a younger lady who's going out looking for older men, it's always saying like, oh, she's a gold digger. She's looking to get married. That's what I was trying to say.
The guy
okay.
who's going out with the cougar, and many times is looking for a hand up. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. Give me some support. It could be taken any number of ways, Cindy, but I'm saying a
I'm
hand up
trying.
financially,
Yeah.
position-wise, professionally, or other ways.
I mean,
Right,
they have
right.
television shows based off this idea, and
Exactly.
they never end up with the guy. It's always these younger dudes who are just there for the episode and then they leave. Mm-hmm. And the other way around is like when you watch, what was it, Charlie Sheen's old show, 2.5 Men. The women he was always hanging out with wanted to be with him, and he's like, "No, get away from me." And they're always younger. And
But he's rich, good looking, has a house right on the beach. I mean, there's a lot of things that intangibles that go along with the tangible.
And he was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so there's a lot of attraction there.
And
Do you remember?
Yeah, that makes
how he was in?
Sure, and he was in a lot more movies than that. Platoon and
I was kidding. Come on, these guys are really onto something. So it's just going to how we're going to break this. How are we going to break this train of thought?
Well, I never knew that you were a cougar and hung out
I
in those
never
Houston
said
bars.
I was a. I never said
You
I was.
seem so knowledgeable, though.
I have cable. What do you want from me? I know these things only because I've
Cables,
seen
ropes,
this.
wrist locks, whatever you have in your garage is really not relevant.
That was very clever.
Not relevant to
I'll
this
give you
discussion.
the cleverness of that. Shut up. I had to teach
there's
the
a
sign.
website, a social media website called Cougar Life. We'll get you on there. I'm going to sign you up.
Use
Oh,
those
yeah.
pictures I just did.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm looking
that's the only
for
thing that would pass me through. Is
Cindy, are you looking for a cub? Because that's what it's.
Yeah, cubs and bears, and there's all sorts of phenomenon that we equate with the animal kingdom now.
There's no lion though. They never use the word. There's got to be something good.
Cougar's just a cool. That's a cool sound. A cool name, cougar. Yeah, that's cool. Lion is so big and fluffy and stuff. Okay, so
This is great. I like this website.
see, we talked about Playboy, where women can now be men can be truthful to their wives, saying that they bought the Playboy for the articles because they've taken all the nudity out of it.
But Playboy is anachronistic now. I mean, before it was iconic because it was one of the few places you could go. Anybody who has a cell phone or access to the internet, there's porn 24/7, any type of variety, Dick's, cougar pages, or you can get into any type of bizarre human sexuality that you're into.
That's right. You can.
So the fact that, and they're only eliminating the totally nude. They're still going to do partially nude and
well, sexy pictures, but he went on to it to see. He went on to see what they were going
I'm
to do
sure
now.
he did.
And
I check every day to see if they
to
change their
Playmate.
minds yet. I'm waiting for it.
No, he said they send you straight to Playmate. Playmate, is that right?
No, the website, if you go to playboy.com, there isn't any nudity, but there's a tab at the top for I can pose for them. And then there's Playmates.com, which holds all their nudity stuff.
Right, but if you want the good stuff, you've got to pay a subscription fee.
Yeah.
So they don't just give it away. You know?
Right.
They may tantalize you, but if you want the good stuff, you're going to have to pay a few shekels.
Yeah, but I mean, on the newsstand now, there's no Playboy that has the full nudity in it.
But so
isn't that great?
No,
Isn't that wonderful? I think that's wonderful.
They drape a moist towelette over her ankle, and she's not totally nude now, but you can still see all the good stuff.
Being a photographer and being put in so many different situations of what people want you to shoot them as. Brad is the one who shot these pictures that you guys were commenting on and telling me which one you like, the colored picture or the black and white. And so he's a very interesting photographer to work with. I mean, I've worked with photographers. Brad's probably very interesting because he doesn't want to say what he feels. Every photographer I ever worked with has said, "No, do this. This is what I like," and you'll say, "It's not what I like. It's what do you like? Well, how do you like to pose? What do you want to get out of this and that kind of thing?" You're always putting it back in my lap.
Again, an interesting way to phrase that. But I think the way I like to approach it is I have ideas. I have places and poses and lighting techniques that I think will work. But I'm also cognizant of the fact that in most cases, people are paying me a nice bit of change to get an image that they can use someplace. So
Right.
I'm very sensitive to what is it that you want? What do you want this picture to evoke? What sort of emotion do you want people to have? What do you want your picture to say? Do you want a stupid, headshot of you just standing there looking at the camera, or should we put a little pizzazz into it? And so I try it about 60% of the time to give people what they want, and then 40% of the time I try to stretch the boundaries a little bit and get a little funky, get a little different, and have something different. So I typically will try to get the shots the client wants
Like out of the way?
Get them out of the way first, and then I've got some props, I've got some lighting techniques, I've got some bizarre ideas that I think might work, and they don't all work. We set up a couple of things, and then I looked at it and said, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't look spontaneous enough, and probably because I wasn't a good enough actress to pull it off. But you do want the best for the client. I mean, I feel like that, and when you keep saying chin up, no. A little higher, no higher, Cindy, higher. I'm like stretched to the gill.
No, you weren't. Your
was.
chin, it was like it was attached to your neck. Trying to get you to lift your chin up because you were looking down the whole time.
I thought you were going to take shot right up my nose because you wanted my head up so high, and I thought I was doing good, and then you said a little bit more, and I'm going like, I will pop my neck off if I have to do this again. So we're going to delve into more of Brad's secret trickery that he uses to get what he wants out of his clients. Okay, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, brought to you by Brad Meyer Productions and photography and all kind of things. Okay, we'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a non-profit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Don't miss our Christmas preview sale set for November the 9th from 4 to 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 each, with all proceeds going to our Operation School Bell program. Call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Tune in every Sunday night right here on Lone Star Internet Radio for adventure, romance, thrills, chills, and everything vintage radio drama can bring. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour comes to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. with brand new episodes monthly. Our productions always feature actors, music, and sound effects performed completely live. And now you can enjoy seeing each new episode performed on stage at the Owen Theater in Conroe. Check out www.irlonestar.com for information about upcoming episodes. Relive the glory days of vintage radio drama right here with the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. And my special co-host is Brad Meyer of BkMeyer Photography. And I always say just Brad Meyer Photography, but it is actually listed as BkMeyer Photography. And that's how you look it up on Facebook or the web?
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web. BkMeyer Photography, right?
Yes, ma'am.
BK. Brad Kent?
Bradley Kent.
That is so not you. That is so weird. Bradley Kent. I told him it sounded like he went to school some place that had his socks up to there and khaki pants and the red polo shirt.
Religious Orthodox training, yes.
You did have that.
No, of course not.
No, of course not. Because you surely forgot about it. Okay, we're not going to get into that. I want to talk about the talent that God gave you that you don't believe He gave you, but I believe God gave you that talent, and it's okay. You don't have to thank Him. I thank Him.
Everybody with a cell phone thinks they're a photographer now. I mean, it really is an amazing phenomenon that just because you've got this digital device in your pocket, many people think they are photographers. I know a lot of people who have cards printed up that they're a photographer, and
really?
Oh, yeah.
Just because, they come to the shoot with a cell phone?
That or they've bought a cheap camera. They don't know how to operate it. I equate photography to cooking. Because people come to me and say, hey, man, that's a great camera you've got. Camera is to photography what a saucepan is to cooking. It's a device. You throw meat in it, and or you know what to do. What spices to add. So it's not something that you're born with. It's something that you accrue and acquire over years and years of failing.
But don't you think that there is an instinctual putting the picture together and the comp of the picture is something that's a talent, like an artistic talent?
But it's an acquired talent.
You don't think it's something that you just
you're not born with it. You may have certain proclivities that would enhance your ability to pursue it successfully, but in order to be successful at it, to be able to master any craft, you have to practice and you have to fail hundreds, thousands of times. So I like visual communication. And whether it's making graphics or doing posters or doing photography. So, but when I first started out, I just took snapshots like everybody else. But then I started looking at the way other people did things, and I admired it. So I tried to emulate it. I tried to do what other people were doing. And I failed miserably most of the time, but every once in a while, I'd get something that was good.
Well, you did the other day when you had this shoot session with me because, boy, I'm glad that I knew that I showed up there, that was me, and I paid the bill, and that was you, and it was because when I looked at the picture, I went, what? You guys have got to go to my Facebook, The Cindy Cochran Show. And it's just The Cindy Cochran Show. And look, I had a contest. I actually said, okay, which do y'all like better? The colored picture that he took or the black and white? And then he also created the promo that went with it, with the graphics and all. And I'm telling you, I have never had that many hits on my Facebook. Hang on just a second. We got a caller. Caller, what is your name and what would you like to talk about?
Yeah, my name's Chris Rossetti, calling from San Francisco.
I'm so glad you called, Chris. I'm so glad you called. I know you want to say something about Brad, but did you get the sign that I taught yesterday on the show?
Actually, I think this is something that we need to look into because as you were describing the sign language,
Yes.
via the radio, via the intranet,
Yes.
I could picture the whole thing. I think we've got something. Sign language radio. It's never been done before.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that you got the sign.
Radio for the deaf? Is that
Yeah.
what we're talking about?
Yeah, radio for sign language.
Sign language radio.
Yeah.
He didn't know if he wanted to invest in a radio show that was teaching sign language, but
He's a smart guy.
then I taught him the sign for shut up, and he learned it over the radio. See, so now you can say that.
Well, I have a couple of quick questions
Okay.
for your guest, and then I'll hang up to hear his answer. Firstly, I heard him mention proclivities, and I just want to state right here unequivocally that I am anti-clivity. Secondly, does he ever still use film, like the real thing, film, like film and darkroom and the whole bit? Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, Chris Rossetti from San Francisco.
I have to agree with him on proclivities. I think the anti-clivities movement is sadly underfunded and should be recognized by modern media.
Thank you.
With regard to film, I resisted going digital much longer than most other people. In the 80s, one of the things I did, I was a ringside boxing photographer. And so I worked with a boxing promoter down in Florida.
Wow.
And I would go to the matches on Friday nights. They were broadcast on USA Fight Night on USA Boxing, Friday night fights. I would take pictures of all 8, 9, 10 bouts. I would then go home, stay up all night processing the film, making the proof sheets, and then making prints, and then deliver them to the newspaper by 8 o'clock the next morning so they could make the afternoon edition.
Wow.
So I was intimately familiar with the film process, black and white, not color. And when I finally moved over to digital and started working with Photoshop, I slapped myself upside the head. Initially, the quality of digital versus film wasn't particularly good. Film was much better. But as of 10 years ago, it's virtually, there's no difference. In fact, with the effects possible in digital photography, it's much better in most ways.
Well, that's why a lot of people are fooled into thinking that they're such a good photographer. It's because when they put their camera up and it's 1080 DPI, right, and they take a picture and it comes back and goes like, wow, that was, as long as it's not, out of focus.
1080 DPI is video, not still photography. But
that's what I work with. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, and yours would be called what? What would you call?
Just digital. It
but
can
they don't give it a. Oh, really? The resolution?
It's whatever you want it to be. For the internet, it's 72 DPI. If you're going to print something, you want it 300 DPI, and you can manipulate that and change that in Photoshop. My camera in RAW takes it at 300 DPI, but if I need to, I can bump it up to 600 DPI.
Okay, because we were talking about the lines of resolution in television. Whenever I was working at Channel 13, and how when it went to, like they could double it through fiber optics and everything became so much more clear, and you looked worse because it had more lines of resolution to really clarify everything. It was interesting to me.
Yeah, Bill Biza really suffered from that.
Who?
Bill Biza. What is
Bill
it?
Biza.
Biza.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
And Dominique is no longer my favorite lady anchor anymore.
They need to back the camera off.
You can see the surgery. You can see it.
They just need to back the camera off because Channel 2 went to that format where everything's like real tight shots of the faces and all. Like, because Dave Ward has them backed off, pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of the Mount Rushmore effect. Don't get too close. The other thing about digital photography versus film, back in the days with film, if you by error or mistake put in the wrong settings, you could get no pictures at all. Whereas now you take a picture, in most cameras it instantly shows up for a few seconds and you can see, it's too light, it's too dark,
right,
or whatever it is. So there's a lot of things that help people get better shots, not particularly
but
good shots.
But they don't even know why. The camera's doing it for them, right?
In a lot of cases, or you can make a minor adjustment and make it work. But that, I think, it's better to learn to drive on a manual transmission rather than an automatic, and it's better to have learned photography with film than it is to have learned it with digital, because digital is so much more forgiving.
Right. Boy, that is so true. So I wasn't that difficult of a subject, was I, for you? I didn't give you as much trouble.
No, you were a little difficult because I think there was a level of inhibition about what is he doing to me? What is this going to look like? And at some point, what really works best is when the subject abandons and just does. You mentioned earlier about raising your neck up. Well, at some point you should just raise it up too far and then let me back it down. So I think, as with a lot of people, there's an inhibition of letting go. Oh, I'm going to look silly. Oh, I'm going to look bad. But the great thing is, no one's going to see these photographs but me and you, and probably just me. Because if it's a bad one, I'm not going to send it out.
See, now that's where I feel like there's that privacy thing that I signed was
but you weren't naked. Right? You weren't naked in most of the photographs. So,
ladies and gentlemen, anybody out there who knows me, you know that's not the case. That's what I'm very confident that everybody that is listening to this has listened to me long enough to know that ain't happening. And the people who see the pictures whenever we take the pictures in front of that. Richard takes in front of that. You and I took a picture together, and I happened to look over, and I didn't know whose chin was stretched out more. Was it yours or mine? Because you knew how to take a picture. You understood how to look at the camera and make yourself look as attractive as you need to be. You do. I saw that.
I'm not sure about that. But
yes,
okay.
No, you're. As soon as the camera came out, you became much more, animated, and it was great. I mean, I watch you because I know that you know what makes you look better. Now, Richard is not going to say, Cindy, could you do this little? No, Cindy, do you realize you got black stuff all under your eyes? I mean, do you really want that to happen? He does. He just takes a picture. 3, 2, 1,
Richard's got a lot of things on his mind. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He's a radio personality. He's a big shot in the Montgomery County community. He's got more things to worry about than worrying about your eyeliner.
See,
I'm a photographer. I have to make people look good, so that's the only thing I have to worry about.
But your line always comes. A comeback to with your line is, I can fix it in post. I can fix it in post. You need to do a book and say, I can fix it in post, because everything that's wrong or problems that you're, the person you're shooting has, I can fix that. I can make that all good. So don't worry about it. Isn't that true? Isn't that true?
Well, there are, there's amazing things can be done. Sometimes it takes longer than others, and sometimes I don't have the inclination to do it.
That's why it costs so much.
You got a heck of a discount, little lady.
No. I'm just saying how much if you'd have charged me full for how long it took you to make me look good. But you did an amazing job. I don't know how many layers of filters are that, but Photoshop is a girl's best friend. I'm telling you, it is.
It can be.
It's wonderful. So I'm trying to live up to my photo now. I'm going to try and live up to my photo, and my husband said you're going to stop eating red meat and start jogging again. So anyway, but he was astounded. He went he thought the black and white. He says, now the black and white I could recognize you out on the street. I don't think
that was my initial thought, was to do something. How to put this? That was reflective and basically, yeah. There, that last one, I just decided, because one of the things we had said, I said, I'll do this, but I won't go too far. And you had said something to the effect, "Oh, go as far as you can."
Yeah.
So then I was sitting around with Photoshop in an extra 20 minutes, and I said, "How far can I go? Let's just see."
And it was like time travel. You were sitting there like, let's take her back to 1997 or something, and that was what you were gonna do. But I don't know how far we went back. It was just great though. I'm just glad I was there physically, and then you took over, with the technology and could make it. So if anybody wants to reflect back and do a throwback Thursday with Brad Meyer and his photography and his skills, wow, you're the guy. So you need to go to BkMeyer.com, okay, and look at it. Or go to my Facebook and look and see what he did. Look what he did to me. It was amazing. The Cindy Cochran Show. We will be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
I'm Andrea Kolsky.
And I'm Heather Hall.
You may have heard of Justice Being Blind.
But what about being blonde?
In our show, Justice is Blonde, we talk about what's going on in Montgomery County at the courthouse behind the scenes.
Hey, Andrea, don't forget about Harris County, too.
And honestly, Heather, nationwide, we cover it all.
Airing every Friday at 11 a.m., you can send in your burning questions to our email, justicesblonde.lonestar@gmail.com.
Or they can look us up on Facebook at Justice is Blonde.
Or they could even call in to the station at 936-647-3776. Although we are discussing the law, we're trying to keep it fun, and we have some awesome guests.
So tune in Friday for some legal fun, laughter, and an hour with the Blantourage.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. It is Thursday, and you know Thursday's the new Friday, so all the new movies that you were thinking about wanting to see, they're on, and you can go and watch them tonight. You know, so you don't have to deal with the teenagers. Did you know that, Brad?
I haven't been to. I've been to like 2 movies in the last 10 years.
So
I don't
yikes.
like the experience. It's the refreshments have gotten ridiculously expensive. And
I have an answer for that.
Back to the digital phones. All these kids are texting and they've got their phones out and they're talking to each other.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't have that in my living room. I don't want it in my living room, and I certainly don't want it in a movie theater when I'm spending $40 to go see a movie with my wife. You know, that's 6 months from now is going to be free on cable.
Oh, okay. Now, thanks a lot, Brad. You were just talking about insinuating that there were some naked pictures. So I've got this person sent this in. I don't know who this is, but they put on there naked with a bunch of question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation. So
I think
this is Brad Meyer.
Your fans are telling you what they want.
Believe me, it's a very big question mark they put in there. Yeah. No, that never happened.
Color or black and white?
Yeah, absolutely. Artistic shadows, Cindy, I think, you need to delve into that and give the public what they want.
Boy, Brad. Okay. BK Productions is sponsoring this segment.
Never heard of them, but okay.
You got to go to BkMeyer. BkMeyer.
She's renaming her company.
Yeah,
you just got to let her.
I'll go to the.
Well, I'm afraid that
the county clerk and get a DBA is BkMeyer Production.
BkMeyer Photography. He is
just BkMeyer.com.
BkMeyer.com.
That's all you need to know.
Why? Isn't it photography?
I do posters. I do graphics.
You do so many more things.
I do editorial writing. I write for several different publications.
That's right. He's the one that used to go all around Montgomery County and eat at these places and then...
Restaurant reviews.
Yeah. Criticize. He was the restaurant
comment.
Critique. He comment.
Some are criticism, some are praise.
Yeah. But I don't know why people believe in that kind of stuff because... your taste is going to be different from mine. And so
but
why
over
would I...
time, you'll get a sense of what my sense of acceptable and non-acceptable are.
Yeah.
And you can use it as a reference point.
Well, okay. I think
I like Hooters, but you may not. But, you can factor that in.
Well, are we talking about you like the ambiance there? Is that what you like there? And they have the best
standard
wings
of
in
service, I think, is what sets Hooters apart. And Twin Peaks has picked up the gauntlet and run much further with it.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Oh, absolute. Twin Peaks, great stuff, great staff, great service. Actually, good food too.
Actually, good food too.
Yeah.
So the food is kind of the byline for it, though. Not that it's known for its food. It's known for the women that serve it, or what?
I never mentioned women. I don't think. I think service is what I mentioned.
Okay, but when you say Hooters, you just conjure up this idea of what you're talking about, or it's the people who are serving it and all. That's why.
Right, and you got that because of what people have written and said about the restaurant. I don't imagine you go there on a regular basis, but you have a mental image of what it must be like based on that, which helps you make a decision on when you're going to go out to eat, and it's not to Hooters.
Right,
so
exactly.
You could read my column, say that guy is a disgusting pig, I'm not going to Hooters, and I would have fulfilled my purpose in life.
Did you actually bring your wife over to Hooters?
She liked it.
She liked it?
She liked it.
She didn't feel uncomfortable or anything?
No, she went back, and we actually did a video review on site there. We started it out with me sitting at a table eating a hamburger, and I'm surrounded by literally 9 or 10 beautiful, buxom ladies. Mm-hmm. And they're all giggling, laughing, and touching. And then my wife, the camera pulls back, and my wife comes up, puts her hands on her hips, and they all run away. And then we do the review. It was very cute.
Oh,
it's available online.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you find it under?
Brad Meyer, YouTube, Brad Meyer, Texas. And there are about actually 110 video reviews, most with Mark Hader.
Yes.
But a few with my wife, probably 5 or 6 with her.
Okay, so you can, that's good to know. YouTube, Brad Meyer, and...
Brad Meyer, Texas.
Brad Meyer, Texas. That distinguishes him from all the other Brad Meyers. So, okay, we've got a couple of posts on Facebook, and Chris sent in a picture you're going to see, and he's doing the sign for shut up. This is a sign for shut up. That's shut up, and that's what I taught him yesterday, and he sent me a picture back. So he's showing me sign language.
Is this the guy from San
picture.
Francisco?
Yes,
This guy is pretty sharp. What is he doing listening to the Cindy Cochran Show? He's in San Francisco. It's the Bohemia of America.
Okay, listen to what he does there. He is so confident in himself. He's living there as a stand-up Christian comedian, and he does come to Jesus meetings at his church, and he shows the humor of God and the fun side of God.
Must be that New Testament God, because that Old Testament God, he's got attitude.
Well, look what he had to work with. I mean, it was just difficult to make those people do what they're supposed to do.
Nebuchadnezzar, these are problem children.
If you really study the Bible, it's very interesting.
Not
there's
really.
a whole section. Yes, it is. There's a whole section of how God had to deal with his children and explain precisely, exactly, very picturesque of who you do not have sex with. It was an amazing group. I remember being a teenager and going like, what?
If there's a God and he did all those things back then, I would suggest he come back and do a little bit more, because things are getting out of hand.
Well, that's right. And who's the cause of that? I mean, and Noah had the same problem when he talked to Noah. He says, look, this is getting out of hand, Noah. So why don't you go build this boat so I can, preserve at least some good people. Okay, what?
Well, since it's my contention that man created God, so I think it's time to change things around. So,
forgive him, Father. That's not what he says. Okay,
but why is it that God was interacting with individuals and making these long statements and protestations and all these other things back then, and now not so much? If somebody says, "Hey, I heard from God," you immediately think, "Oh, that guy's crazy."
Well,
he had more competition.
Yeah, that's right. Now,
more gods?
No, you had the devil to deal with.
That's right, because he became.
Now?
So, he had more competition back then.
I don't know. I think there's a lot more devils today than
there
most
are
times in history.
Well, I always find it odd, like in Genesis, about talking about Adam and Eve and eating the apple or whatever, the truth. I was like, so you're telling me someone wanted to know the truth, and now that's a bad thing?
It wasn't what the snake.
It was a symbolic.
Satan said is if you eat of this apple, you will be smarter than God. You will know more than he knows. You will know what he knows. And the woman couldn't stand that. He went to the right person because she was probably feeling neglected because she was like this helpmate of the man. And so he went to someone and said, I'll give you this power. You take a bite of this and I'll give you the power. So when they took the bite, what she did was then she crossed God. And so it then said, she said, I can't do this by myself.
That's a competition.
She calls Adam over and say, Adam, look, take a bite of this. You're going to know so much more if you take a bite of this.
In a male-dominated society, if you're going to create a story, you might as well, victimize the women because,
But then
can't blame yourself.
The stupid man said, okay, I'll take it. And then when God comes along, instead of protecting his
So we shouldn't
helpmate,
listen to the ladies?
No, because God comes over and says, who did this? And Adam pointed her. She made me do it. So that was just.
But how
never
come
changed.
God doesn't interact with people now? How come God doesn't just appear in a fiery bush in the corner over
He does interact. That's why he left the book.
No.
Have you seen Donald
Here's
Trump?
my book.
Huh?
Donald
Here's
Trump.
my book. Oh,
No, there are no specific interactions. If you read the Bible, he interacts with, he appears before, he talks to specifically, he gives tablets to, he does all this stuff. He doesn't do that anymore.
He gave his son. What do you want from him? He gave his son, and he died for our sins, and that we now can pray directly to him. Now we pray to him, and he does interact with you. Oh my word!
No, he doesn't.
Well, like when's the last time that you really prayed? That you prayed and that you prayed for something and something because you don't believe in God. It's hard for you to pray, right?
Well, pray is probably the wrong word. A friend on Facebook was having an operation tomorrow, as a matter of fact, and said, if you're Christian, please pray for me for my surgery on Friday. And I sent back something that said basically, despite that I'm a heretic and a skeptic at best, I can send mojo your way. I can send positive thoughts. And I think sending positive thoughts are every bit the same as prayer for you. I just don't expect, an answer. I
guess when we do it, we just give all the benefit to God and the glory to God that when we do it, that He's the one that made it happen, not me. I'm someone that.
Of course, you're the one that makes things happen.
No, and so those positive energies. Now, I believe in energy. I believe in all that stuff. I believe that God gave us a lot of that power, but I always give the glory back to Him.
But on a football field, when a guy rushes 97 yards for a touchdown and he raises his finger up in the air and says, all glory to you. What about that DB that got beat? That's one step behind him. Does that mean God cursed him and took it away from him?
No, it's just that a good thing happened and he gave the glory back to God instead of saying, I did it. Boy, I was so good. I'm so much better than you are and all that. He gave the glory to God. And then he got suspended.
But he really appreciated that,
and then he got suspended.
I got 4,200 one-ups today.
Yeah.
You don't think God likes that?
I don't really know what he does or she does. I don't know.
Would you like that?
I don't put myself in those shoes.
I don't claim. I'm not an atheist. I'm an agnostic. I don't think it's at all possible for us to know. You don't know what happens after death. There's no way you can know. So it's all in your mind what you think is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I have no illusions. I don't have any idea. I never think about it. A lot of my friends worry about death. They're always thinking what's going to happen. Doesn't ever even occur to me.
I can't wait. I am ready. When He's ready, I'm ready. And it's just like I'll do everything I can do what I can do right now. But I am not afraid of it, and I'm not worried about it because of the faith that He instills in us through the Word of God. Now it's okay if you don't feel that way. That is perfectly. I like you anyway. I love you. I've got to love you. He told me I can't hate you. Okay. So anyway, here we go. We're getting ready to do our last segment on the Cindy Cochran Show. And it only gets better. You've got to come back.
The Cindy Cochran Show, real reality radio. Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and I want to invite you to join me every Saturday morning right here on Lone Star Internet Radio from 8 to 9 for Outdoors with Luke Clayton and Friends. Bill Dance is a frequent guest. Larry Weisser, Mr. Whitetail, is on the show every week. We talk a lot of hunting and fishing and generally have a good time. So remember, every Saturday morning, 8 to 9, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and/or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sotx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that drinking and driving do not mix. Drinking and driving causes an alcohol-related fatality every hour in the United States. Stay sober and stay alive.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
And you're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. It is Thursday. Yay! It's Thursday. Tomorrow is
and lightning has not struck the building
No,
yet.
it has not. I'm afraid. I've got my tennis shoes on. I knew Brad was coming, so I had to wear my rubber sole shoes. Listen, we had Brianna Donahoe has Facebooked me and said, I love Hooters wings.
See?
So I wasn't saying that, it's just that it would make, usually, I would think it would make a girlfriend or a wife bring her in, sitting in table, and them coming over. Of course.
You've been to Hooters?
Sure.
Okay.
I got it to go. But
okay, they said you've not been to Hooters.
I haven't sat there throughout.
So how can you cast stones when you've not been there? That's the biblical treatise.
No,
requires
I went
you
there. No. I went there. I saw what they
with
did.
With blinders on, got your order to go, and snuck out the side door.
I saw all the stuff that was going on and all that, and I understand that they were just scantily clad.
What an odd place to get a to-go order.
That's what was funny.
All the options you had.
Yeah, that's really,
But it would be, for me, that's how I do it. Anyway, so.
Did you tell me, let me get a good, quick glimpse to go wise?
You need to go into the Lion's Den. You need to go in there, sit down, have a beer, enjoy it. And just see what it's all about.
It's kind of strange. I've been there one time, and I didn't. The food was
what?
Well, there's so many options in the Houston, greater Houston area to go eat.
Twin Peaks, yeah.
And I'm like,
bikinis.
I always find myself, what do I want to do for lunch? I really don't want to be hit on by a girl that doesn't really want to talk to me in the first place.
Oh, they're not going to hit on you. Trust me.
See. Well, you don't get hit on all the time. I get hit on all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All right.
It's out of control.
Absolutely.
It's horrible because we're sitting in front of these big pane glass windows that are just like, you can see everything that's going on here. And all day while I'm sitting here, women come by and stop and they wave at Richard, or they come and they look through the window, and this drool and
adorable.
This, Richard is adorable.
Richard is a businessman, an entrepreneur, a political activist, and an individual who's one among the movers and shakers of Montgomery County. Everybody knows who Richard is, wants to be on the radio, wants to be women want to be with him, men want to be
They
like
do.
him. It must be
so
hell being
sad.
Richard. So when he walks into a Twin Peaks or a Hooters,
You should see
there's a
Richard's face.
lineup. There's a lineup, a bevy of beauties.
They're
who
all
surround
fighting.
him.
They fight in the back. Let me take it.
When you
Let me
go to
take
Twin
it.
Peaks, though,
Yeah.
I have like a seizure. Because when like football's going on and there's like 3 games,
Yeah.
they turn the volume on every single game. So I'm sitting there and there's TV literally in every eyesight.
Sensory overload.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And
just terrible.
And when you're looking down all the time, they think you're looking at what. And I'm like, no, I just don't want to look at the TV. It's like I can't look up.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
look
see,
at that.
did I tell you? This is what happens. It's either women or it is. It's going to be. It's going to be Dennis O'Connor and Adam coming up to say hi to us.
That's the shirt that he had on when we
Look
did
at
a
the
photo
TV.
session in
It
my
was.
studio. Yeah, that's
Dennis
the shirt.
O'Connor, I'm telling you, and his son, his beautiful son, Adam, walking the streets. and so he's beating the glass as he turns him. Hi, Adam, how you doing? So anyway, we're so happy that we have an audience out there and watching us. But anyway, women do come up and the women come up and they just drool. They do all that, against the window. It's terrible. And things that they put up against the window for Richard's enjoyment. It's sad.
Do they do a sultry dance? Do they sort of
just anything to get his attention, for him to maybe say beckon them to come in, so. And we're trying to work on his relationship so that he can finally.
Is Richard a married man?
No. That's what I'm
he's
saying.
a
These
player.
women just,
player.
and they know it. They know that he's eligible.
They want him bad.
I'm like, I just say display your worth.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Show us what you got. Yeah,
Richard.
I think that's a wise man.
Richard.
He's putting it right on the table.
Okay. That's why I have to call him Richard. So anyway, I wanted to tell everybody to remind everybody that tonight only is the farmers market event that happens right across the street over at that park.
It's more like
that's
today.
next to Owens.
It starts at
I said
4.
tonight. I thought it started
At 4.
evening. Okay, 4:00. Sorry. Okay, while the sun is still up, come in at 4:00 and enjoy the farmers market, the venues, the vendors that come in.
It's more of a craft market. It's not a lot of there's some food products, but
when they got shrimp there,
they've got more stuff
that's
now.
That's pretty unique to me.
They just started it's just a recent thing that they started doing. So now they're building, expanding, but they've got entertainment.
Because the Saturday farmers market for years was pretty pathetic. Mm-hmm. There'd be about 3 guys over there, one of them possibly dead.
Well, that's why they moved it to Thursday. They thought that would be a better time.
Well, that's good. But we need to have the
food out there.
The food products, the eggs and the honeys and the vegetables and the fruits. That's really
olive
cool.
oil
I like
too.
that.
And that's how they're expanding. But it's a fun time over there at Farmers Market on Thursdays today at 4:00.
Richard, have you ever lathered up with olive oil and just sort of...
Okay, before we get into that, let's talk about Saturday. Is Shakespeare in the park.
I love Shakespeare.
That's why I leave the bottle outside.
So many things. Oh, my word.
Good idea.
You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. You don't shut up. Everybody, I had to say it. I did the sign to them, and they weren't listening to that sign. I got to get them another sign. Is this better for y'all? Do you understand this sign better? No, I'm not going to do that sign.
And
I have
these
to wash my
precepts
hands.
in thy memory look thou character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Those friends thou hast in their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance into a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. And this above all to thine own self be true, and it shall follow as night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man.
Is that what Donald Trump said at the last?
I think it is.
Oh, no. That's amazing. Good grief.
Act 1, Scene 4 of Hamlet.
It's
Polonius.
See, I certainly
I love
didn't
Shakespeare, and
recognize
I'm
that.
really glad to see, and I hope this is successful.
What time is the thing on Saturday?
Starts at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. all day.
6 p.m. all day, all around downtown.
There
all
are
around
performances
downtown Conroe.
of Comedy of Errors, I think.
That's right, the full play,
at
right?
11 and 4. So yeah, I'm gonna come up and check it out.
There's vendors too, and also rain or shine. That's probably the most important thing. It's free too for everybody.
Right.
And
Rain or
wenches.
shine.
I hear
love
they're
that.
going to be wenches. There.
Are they borrowing them from the Renaissance Festival?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Hooters sending over?
Would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish they were a sponsor. I'd like a battle of the bands between Twin Peaks and Hooters.
There you go.
That would, with Richard's jar of olive oil.
Okay.
I think the possibilities.
Before we get to the wet T-shirt contest, stop. Okay, all right. Oh, we've got very good family-oriented events and
Not
fun
anymore.
times that happen down.
Mothers across Montgomery County have turned this broadcast off.
That's right. Fine. Okay. All right. We are winding up now. Thank you so much, Brad, for coming on in. I just wanted to tell everybody how excited I was that I know you and that you made me look so good. Wow. BkMeyer. I want to say Myers. Why do I say Myers? BkMeyer.
You're probably thinking about Willis This Week that's coming up right after your show.
No, that's no, it's not. It's Willis.
It's the Willis Hour.
The Willis Hour. It's just an hour, not a week. So it's just the Willis Hour that's coming up.
It's a week hour.
It's a week. I can't. Okay, I'm going to get this show back in control tomorrow. It's my birthday, so I get to say what I want to, and everybody's got to shut up. Anyway, tomorrow is my birthday. We're going to talk about the movies that are coming out. 007 and the Peanuts movie. So it's going to be a Peanuts movie.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Okay, I'm sorry. If I offended anyone, I'm so sorry. Okay, listen, you have a great day, and come back tomorrow, Friday, my birthday. Did I mention that? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, anyway, God loves you. Guys got this, and we're out. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. Any comments, suggestions of topics, email me at thecindycochranshow@gmail.com. Also, check out my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. Join me live Monday through Friday. See ya.